Now it's the escalating row that continues to split golf, and Rory McIlroy has lashed out at Brooks Koepka and other PGA Tour rebels, labelling them duplicitous. Koepka became the latest high-profile name to join the LIV Golf Series, despite previously suggesting he was committed to the PGA. And it appears McIlroy has had enough with those who say one thing and then do another.
Am I surprised? Yes, because of what he said previously. I think that's why I'm surprised at a lot of these guys, because they say one thing and then they do another. And I don't understand that, and I don't know if that's for legal reasons or if they can't. I have no idea, but it's pretty duplicitous on their part to say one thing and then do another thing.
You're talking about something you said 2 years ago or a week ago?
The whole way through.
Yeah.
The whole way through, in public and private, all of it.
So that's what the world number 2 thinks, and the world number 1 has reaffirmed his commitment to the PGA Tour. Scottie Scheffler says he always dreamt of playing on the PGA Tour and was fairly dismissive of the first event of the LIV Series.
That was definitely a surprise for me. I was at a function with him last week and definitely wasn't what he had in mind. We were focused on building the PGA Tour and getting the guys that are staying here together and, kind of just having talks and figuring out how we can, help benefit the tour. And so to see Brooks leave was definitely a surprise for us. With that being said, he's made his decision. I'm not going to, knock him for doing that. He made a decision that's best for him, and I'm not going to be one to judge him on that. For me, it's not where I see myself heading anytime soon. I grew up wanting to be on the PGA Tour. I grew up of dreaming of playing in these events. I didn't grow up in playing in the Centurion Club in London or whatever it is, I grew up wanting to play in the Masters. I grew up wanting to play in Austin. I grew up wanting to play at Colonial, the Byron Nelson. I wouldn't trade those memories for anything at this moment in time. Those memories to me are invaluable. I would never risk going and, losing the opportunity to go back to Augusta every year or to do there's nothing that I would want to do right now that would risk having any sort of effects on the way my life is now.
Well, Phil Mickelson is being paid a reported $200 million, while Dustin Johnson and Bryson DeChambeau have also received a 9-figure sum to commit to LIV Golf. So does the Masters champion Scheffler have his own price?
Scottie, is there any amount of money that would change your mind about staying with the PGA Tour?
I don't think so. I think if there was, there's a place you can find it now. Like I said, the money that we have on the PGA Tour, I never dreamt of playing for this much money as I do now. I mean, I don't know how much money I've made this year, but it's definitely more than I deserve from whacking a little white golf ball around. And for me, the memories that I have playing on this tour and the dreams I have of wanting to be on this tour, and it can't be replaced by anything financial.
News of Koepka's move was confirmed by LIV Golf during PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan's news conference. Monahan was announcing significant changes to the tour from the beginning of 2024. The PGA Tour Commissioner continued his stinging criticism of the Saudi-backed series, but wouldn't be drawn when asked if he could see a future working with LIV Golf.
Let me be clear. I am not naive. If this is an arms race, and if the only weapons here are dollar bills, the PGA Tour can't compete. The PGA Tour, an American institution, can't compete with a foreign monarchy that is spending billions of dollars in an attempt to buy the game of golf. We welcome good, healthy competition. The LIV Saudi Golf League is not that. But when someone attempts to buy the sport, dismantle the institutions that are intrinsically invested in its growth, and focus only on a personal priority, that partnership evaporates. And instead, we end up with one person, one entity, using endless amounts of money to direct employees, not members or partners, toward their personal goal.
Can you ever see a scenario down the road where you work with LIV Golf in a global structure?
Hypotheticals. Doug, 100% of my focus is on our tour and doing the things that we need to do to grow our tour to celebrate our members and to continue to be the ultimate platform for the best players in the world.
Monahan was speaking to announce a raft of changes to the PGA Tour, a move which he says is not due to the emergence of LIV Golf. Here are some of those changes. From 2024, the Tour will return to a regular calendar year format as opposed to the current wraparound system, September to November. It'll see an introduction of an autumn series plus 3 new international events. As well as those changes, there will be substantial increases to current purses, including the Players, Genesis Invitational and Tournament of Champions.
The PGA Tour needed to do something. Jay Monahan needed to do something, and this was certainly a good first step. When you look at, you take those 8 events and substantially increase purses, that's going to appease a lot of his members. You look at what he's trying to do in the fall with the 3-event series, that's also going to appease the top players. I don't think this was going to change any minds. I don't think this was going to change Brooks's mind. It seems like his mind was made up that he was going to LIV Golf. But what this is going to do is it's going to allow those players who have pledged their allegiance to the PGA Tour, Justin Thomas, Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, all of these players now have a reason to not only support the Tour on moral grounds or because of the meritocracy, but also there's a monetary element to this. So certainly it's a good move for the commissioner, and it felt like, after I talked to a couple of players after the press conference, that this was well overdue.
Within the PGA reforms, there was no formal announcement about strengthening their relationship with the DP World Tour, but Rory McIlroy insists both tours do need to work together to combat the threat of the breakaway series.
I've always advocated for something where the tours work more closely together, or we create some sort of World Tour model or ATP model where there's different events going on in different areas of the world, but they're all governed under one umbrella. So, I mean, I'd like to see the PGA Tour and the European Tour start to work more closely together and maybe try to forge a path to where all the biggest golf events in the world are under the same umbrella.
Do you see that happening?
I think it's hard to say at this point, but I would like to think that it's a possibility.
We can see the world's top 2, McIlroy and Scheffler, in action at the Travellers' Championship. Coverage gets underway at 11:45. That's live behind the red button on Sky Sports Golf. Main coverage gets underway at 8 o'clock this evening.